And what really kickstarted my journey into graphic design specifically was that at the end of 8th grade, my art teacher, Mr. Hosback, who I mentioned earlier in this video, he took our 8th grade class to the high school, which actually was right across the bridge from the middle school. That's how our schools were set up. The middle school was right across from the high school. But yeah, he took us over to the graphic design classroom, and then I remember being there that day, walking around the classroom. There was like an active class happening, so I remember seeing all the big high schools on their big Mac computers working on stuff, and then kind of like looking around the classroom, seeing like all the cool work that was up on the walls, and I was like, you know what, I can really see myself doing this thing. And the purpose of that trip was to just kind of pique our interests, to potentially take graphic design as an elective in high school. But yeah, right, as soon as I left, the little graphic design room tour that day, I knew that for sure I was gonna make sure to sign up for the elective slot during, my freshman year of high school, and just kind of see what it was like. And then if I was interested, I would pursue further classes. And that actually brings me back to the whole thing about access and resources. It's not every high school that has a graphic design studio available for students to use, which is something I actually learned early on in my collegiate career when we first started our graphic design classes. I actually was kind of surprised that there was a bunch of students in my class that weren't actually super familiar with the Adobe program, and then I realized oh shoot, it's not normal or like the standard for high schools to have a graphic design class or classes for them to take, as part of their school. Yeah, I'm very, fortunate and thankful that my high school did have those design classes and that I was able to take it early on and really, learn and get familiar with the Adobe Suite and all that. And I actually want to show you guys some of my first graphic design works from that freshman year class. With the one and only Miss Taylor. Obviously, I've improved a little bit since then, but yeah, one of the most instrumental pieces to me improving, from those initial stages in my freshman year of graphic design was my teacher, Miss Taylor. And I really cannot tell my graphic design story without mentioning her. She was easily one of the most instrumental factors to me really gaining an interest in design and pursuing it further as a career. I ended up taking 3 classes with her. So graphic design 1 freshman year, graphic design 2 sophomore year, tongue twister, graphic design 3 junior year. And each year we got closer and closer as I spent more time in the studio after class. I was in orchestra and chorus during high school, so I had rehearsals, I think, at least for orchestra, it was twice a week, and for chorus, I'm pretty sure it was also 2 or 3 times a week, but a lot of times I skipped it, though, to go to the studio, though, obviously, so for good reasons. But yeah, anytime that I could, I would find time to go after class, after school, to go to the design studio and work on my own projects. But yeah, because I was one of the few students that continually showed up, after hours or even during class, just really showed that I was very interested. She took notice of me, and because of that, I think because she saw how interested I was in design, she started really kind of pouring into me more and trying to really help me grow, as an artist and being able to put myself out there. Which brings me to lesson 4, which is take initiative and show up. Because, I took the initiative to even skip out on chorus every now and then, to go and work on stuff in the studio. And, by showing up consistently, Miss Taylor took notice, like I said, and because of that, she was able to kind of start throwing opportunities my way that really helped me grow as a designer.